Oh, wait, do I have a quality selector now? I can't really see what's going on. So hold on a second, I need to post this on Twitter. So today's like a super slow day. I think I need to take a few days off. Like, might be getting a little burned out. And wow, thank you, Major. Maybe there's just not a whole lot of people streaming right now. That's why they gave it to me. Why is... Having some problems with Perforce. Doesn't seem like too many people here today. Alright, I'm having some problems with Perforce right now, which is quite annoying. It might be on... What the heck is going on? Okay. Looks like that isn't really working, so let's just get back to designing levels. Well, first I'll talk about some of the new stuff we've done. Basically been rewriting the water system. Yeah, I think the computer... I think the server is down. Ugh, Mike. Yeah, well, at least there's that. So right now this is water. There's still a whole bunch of problems. It's like there's a lot of friction when I try to move in the direction. This is a little too far away. This button's not working. This whole level is broken. Yeah, it is water. I think today's stream might be a little bit shorter because I'm just insanely tired. It's supposed to allow for the current... It should allow for like water in all different directions. So, for example, I can pick this waterfall controller and we can go with orange. So now it's actually, it should fall to the right. It will be water. This is just like behind the scenes once Chris gets it working. But wait, what? Thought it was working. Okay, I guess that's not working either. Let's lift it up. I think it should travel to the right. What empty mug? Fuck. It's not working! Chris, what have you been doing these last 3 days? Okay, so it looks like it only works in blue. Does it work in red? Hey, the one day we get quality control and Ed Riofer is not here. No. Oh. Man. Sorry, this whole thing has just been like broken and super frustrating. Notes for Chris, 2015-08. I'm thinking of going by William from now on to be more serious. William Cheer. Main Jai, what do you think of that? Changing the name of the game, changing the name for me. I mean, William is my full name. In different directions. Color. No, water. Water shouldn't cut off with player. Cube when pushed against water should not have. I'm just like, I'm going through this like major identity crisis. Actually, it's really more about the game. No, not the edge detection shooter. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Clearly just having a meltdown on the stream. Cube when pushed against water should not have resistance. You checked streams of similar viewership, and do you mean like they've just given it to everyone, or I'm special? Cube when pushed against water should not have resistance. Different colored cubes or different color water needs to show. Water needs to, oh, wonderful. Water needs to bend with cubes. Cube rotation. What is it that you've been doing these last 3 days, Chris? I'm just joking. I know Chris is working super hard. I'm just super tired and bored. Alright. So we are now double spaces to make the file look larger. That's good enough. As long as you can read. So what should we work on today? The thing is, I would really like to take some time and work on the tree. Tree generator. My problem is that with programming, I'm not very good at programming when I'm tired. But now is probably as good a time as any. Okay, let us work on local rotation unity. No. I should, man, do they have Comic Sans here? That would be awful. Everyone would hate me. Alright, so let's see, how is this tree generator being done? By the way, I have been reading this book, The Shape of Space, which is going to be by Jeffrey Weeks. It's super fascinating. He's talking a lot about manifolds and all different kinds of, trying to imagine like 3D spaces that come back. So like, for example, here he's talking about orientation. So he gives a really good example of, you know what, let me take a second and make the camera a little bit bigger. So he's talking about orientation in this book, but basically this is a torus that's wrapped around, and you can see these guys, they go off Hey, Bullet Mark. I think you might be the first one here that's not a mod. Maybe. It's a quiet night today. But you can see that this one goes off this side and then actually comes back this way inverted. Which is kind of interesting, and it's something I'm thinking of doing. But basically, that's when the surface is a Mobius strip. So this book is a lot about visualizing 3D spaces. You can even see the cover. In fact, it is. You can see it's images of Einstein repeated, which means. So this is what we have in the game right now, right? That is a torus, a 3 torus, and I think there's a whole ton of stuff that I think we can. Hey, Red Garlic. Yes, Bullet Mark, you are not alone. Well, that one works with dimensions, but it doesn't go beyond the third one, right? So anyway, this is the book is really cool. It's talked about like one of the it's trying to imagine what happens when it starts off right now giving examples in 2D, but I think what I'm going to do is kind of work on a 3D version of the Mobius strip, which I believe is technically the Klein bottle. And I'm not too sure how that would work, because you'd have to like fall through one instance and then come back around and be, the world would be inverted. So, I'm not too sure whether what the consequences of that would be. It would actually, like, we'd have to have it inverted in two different, axes, which I think could be interesting. I'm not too sure. As in, like, I mean, some of the rooms would be flat out impossible. We'll see. Anyway, here they give a thought experiment where you travel quite a bit of ways in the galaxy and then come to an Earth that is a mirror image of the Earth right now. So a lot of this stuff later on, they kind of start going through. So I'm not there yet, but you can see sort of later on in the book, they start trying to having you imagine what being inside different 3D spaces would be like. Have I seen the $12,000 Klein bottle bongs? No, I have not. That seems like really unhygienic, because it would be really hard to get the water out. But yeah, I'm super, super excited about this book. So I'm going to be reading through this. I think I'm also going to be talking about quite a bit, like kind of what's going on and what I've learned here. And hopefully some of the ideas in this book works its way into the game. So for example, here they're giving a bunch of examples, sort of 2D ones. I guess that's just the easiest stuff to draw, to illustrate in a book. But I'm going to be seeing if I can take some of these ideas and make them into 3D. Well, I think they do exist. The problem is that it's like, isn't it really hard to dump out the water? And I think with the bong, you do want to keep it, you do want to change the water on a regular basis. So, anyway, I also need to get back into reading this book, Gödel, Escher, Bach. I think what I'm going to do is take one day a week, mostly because I don't want to get burned out, and just spend a day reading. And I would like write up book reports. I mean, all of them are relevant to what the game, when I'm working with the game. Actually, I'm going to take a second, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this really big again. Because, so this is the other book I got from the library, Fractal, not Ractal, Fractal Architecture, Organic Design Philosophy in Theory and Practice. And this is this is something I'm super interested in, because it would be really great to have levels that are fractal versions of themselves. So it is. Let me find a good image. So you can see there's a sort of a bunch of forms that they're showing that are supposedly fractal versions of itself. You can see here, for example, this side is really a fractal version of this piece, right? And then it kind of branches off into small things. So I think this is really cool and something I'd like to keep exploring. I do have access to a 3D printer this summer, so I'm going to start doing that. Ha! Fract. I'm going to see if I can print out some of these objects. Oh. Here's another. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Several more visuals. And then, of course, I think this is definitely something that I can do. So you can see where, like, I already kind of have similar structures based on that in the game right now. They're just not fully realized, and I think that having some kind of fractal structure would make for a really interesting large-scale meta puzzle where you realize, like, it would almost be kind of cool to have this one puzzle in a room, and then what you end up doing is actually, when you get outside, you realize the outside world is basically the same puzzle as the one in the room, except now it's just a lot bigger on a different scale, and see how that changes your perspective of it. Anyway, I don't know. I'm a little worried about this game getting a little bit too big, and then me never finishing it. Finally, this is the other book. It's more just for visual references. It's just called Tadao Ando, who is one of my favorite architects and someone who's had a big influence on the visual style of the game. But anyway, it's a book that contains, images of his books, of his buildings and different plans. And I'm thinking of actually putting out a bunch of posters sort of in this style. This one. It's really hard because I'm looking at like OBS to see exactly what I'm pointing at. This. But it would be kind of cool to have a bunch of architecture style. Yeah, giant level with the interlockables replacing the cubes. The problem with the interlockables is you can't move them, right? So so it can't be, well, I could make it like the cube puzzle. Yeah, basically, well, it would be, it wouldn't exactly be totally different, because if I had double gravity cubes, then that would be actually that would actually be a very similar puzzle. But anyway, you can see this, something like this, right? It's just got a bunch of labels. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there's a bunch of labels in Japanese and English. Mostly Japanese. But again, I think it'd be super cool to do something like this with the visuals in the game. Actually, you know what? I want to go... Let's come back to this tree generator later. Hey, the Great Amalgamation. Relativity 2 could be fractally projected torus. You know, the thing is, I don't think I'm going to make a next game. I'm only making one game, which is sort of where some of this pressure comes from. I don't know if I can make another one. Like, the process of making this one game has been so intense and exhausting that I think I'm done. So I kind of want to get all the ideas into one, which I don't think is the best thing to do. Anyway, seeing this stuff too is also making me think I should start going by William instead of Willie, just because William seems like a much more serious name. And what I'm making is a serious work of art. Damn it. Well, no. What I'm saying is not that I won't save it for my next one. What I'm saying is that I want to do it in this version. We're gonna do the fractally projected torus in here. Other stuff we're thinking about is doing a level editor, kind of stuff like this, because like you can do ProBuilder and runtime. I don't know if they're gonna make it actually part of the system, but the thing is, because they're actually on the ProBuilder forums, a bunch of people are talking about getting ProBuilder to work on runtime, and it seems very easy. And I think what's actually really hard is if you want to start doing all the fancy stuff like changing vertices. But I'm realizing it's like literally all I need to do is have you create a box and be able to like drag faces like this. Right? Maybe I'll add vertex coloring, but that's you know, this thing here. But even then, it's like I could get away with not having. It would be a little hard to see. It would be a little hard to, right? It's like, okay, in this case you can't really see where that is. I mean, one thing we could do is in the camera have a we could just do like wireframe mode. It's like, I guess we could do this and then people can sort of see. No, wait, I can't see it. Oh, we can do shaded wireframe. Oh man, how have I not been working in shaded wireframe the whole time? Right, like, we could do this. And then we could just have it shaded. How is Unity doing shaded wireframe? Okay, maybe we won't do shaded wireframe, but, anyway, this is not, like, damn, I should be doing shaded wireframe the whole time. Well, I guess it does stuff like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep shaded wireframe mode for a while and see what we're going to do. So, like, one of the first things I'm going to have David write is a tree generator, because I think once we work on the tree generator, that's going to allow us to make the fractal generator. And honestly, the only thing that's holding me up on that is I'm just too lazy to sit down and figure out the math for a local rotation, for transferring that, for passing that down. Right? Because what you want to do is, like, in every subsequent generation, you want to take the previous position and figure out your position, and the previous rotation and figure out what your rotation is. And I want to be able to do that with like, I want to be able to just do that by changing angles in the inspector, but I'm just too lazy to do that. I need to just sit down and work that out. So one of the things I'm having David doing is really looking into, so we got you know, an additional license from ProBuilder, so David can use it and work with the code. And the idea is that he would, well, because right now, so upgrading to ProBuilder is, like, upgrading versions of ProBuilder is a bit of a pain. So David is working on that, but, you know, what I'd like to do is we'd like to, our level editor would basically consist of a super, super simple version of ProBuilder with everything stripped out. There would be no collider, none of this stuff. You would just make boxes and then change their faces. We would probably have something to make stairs. But other than that, we wouldn't, there wouldn't be anything. I don't know if I want to provide things for now where I can see things being tricky is stuff like actually, this is one reason not to use is like making the lines and the squares and getting them to line up, because right now, because this does require this, like, visual window plus the hierarchy plus the inspector to kind of drag stuff around. At that point, that's almost kind of like Unity. I don't know how much work we want to spend on that, so it might not be At least not at first. It probably won't be something where you can like design your own puzzles. But you'd be able to make your levels, and then of course it would wrap it automatically. You could choose the kind of wrapping, whether you want, you know, what the direction you want to be, how many iterations you want to see, what the offset is. I think we will also add rotation, so that would mean that if you fell off once, now the rotation we would have to make it so that it's only 90 degrees, and that's basically if you fell off once, then the world would be rotated slightly differently, which I think in the game I would probably only have half-turn manifolds and not quarter-turn manifolds. So quarter-turn manifolds means that every instance is rotated by 90 degrees. The problem with the quarter-turn manifold is you would have to fall like 4 times before you get back to the original one. So like, because then what that would mean is if you had a blue box and okay, right. If you had a blue box that you wanted to get up to this wall, and the puzzle only worked in one orientation. Now, with the half-turn manifold, it's every other instance of the world that puzzle would work. And so the thinking with that one would be, if you are in the room. Now the thing is, you'd have to introduce that puzzle like super much later on, where people understand what's going on, because otherwise it's too subtle. Because you'd first have to recognize that you are in a half-turn manifold world, and that this puzzle isn't not working because you haven't figured out the technique inside, but because the world is actually reversed. So what you would have to do is jump off carrying the box, go down to the next level, and there the puzzle would work. Now with the quarter-turn manifold, the problem there is that you would have to jump down 3-4 times. And I think that gets a little difficult trying to keep track of how many times you've fallen off. Because it would also mean like every time you jump off, you gotta go and find the room where the puzzle is. Ooh. So I don't know. That's yeah. Anyway, this game is very, very difficult to design, as you can see. So the Great Amalgamation, do not do it, leave it to me. I will put all of them in this game. But you know, I might make a sequel, maybe. If the game does well and people like it, and I'm not feeling too burned out. I think, well, yeah, I definitely want to work with a team next time. Like, yeah, I'd want to work with the team. I think if you had like a 3-4 person team, everyone working full time, man, like this game, it is going to be good. It just, we can make it a lot faster. But of course that would become, that's also like insanely expensive. It's like a 3-4 person team, your monthly burn rate is like 20,000, 20,000, yeah. Anyway, let's leave this tree generator alone and come back later. Main Jai, are you asking for Ed Riofer to come because you're just sick of me blabbing? Today is a very much a random blab day. Alright, anyway, this is, okay, I want to show you guys this too, which is kind of this really cool thing with the orthographic projection generator image. Yes, yeah, I know. Oh man, wouldn't it be awful if Ed Riofer just decided that he didn't want to, like, if yesterday he was just like, I'm fed up with this, I'm never coming back to the stream because it sucks, and then, like, the day after. So, absolutely loving these orthographic projections. I have no idea why. I have no idea why the black bands are happening. I think that has something to do with the normal values in my edge detection shader. I don't know why it's happening. I kind of just want to throw it at Chris and have him figure it out. But this is making me really, really want to make a game based on this. And I think, like, the one thing I really like, I've been playing Uncharted. No, not Uncharted. The other one. The Last of Us. Actually, to say I've been playing it is not really correct, because I played it for like 5 hours 2 months ago, and then I haven't picked it up since. I got stuck on the first zombie fight. However, I did really, really like the photo mode, and I think that's something that I'd love to do in this game. And of course, the key thing would be that I also need a... Okay, so I'd like to include an orthographic projection mode. The problem here is that it would basically mean that you can see what the world looks like. And I'm not sure if I like that, right? Because it's like, I know it's not intended for it, it is for the photo mode, but if you realize you can look at the world this way, it immediately becomes a map. And I don't want to force you to not use it, right? I mean, it's like, you could make it so players could only access this from the start menu, like, but then it's like, people are just going to quit the game and look at this. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. Like, I mean, right now I'm just using it to take like cool looking screenshots for promotion material, but yeah, I don't know if it can be for gameplay. I think, I mean, you know, you can definitely do it in the level editor if for the levels that people have made. I don't know if I want to do it for the ones I've made, because it does give a lot away. However, the one thing that is really cool is, notice, like, look at the top. You'll see that we're actually going into the, like, that's actually in the lower left. That is actually doing a cross section, so we're seeing the inside of it. So anyway, I do think this is a really cool effect. I think the wrapping happened at some point. Oh man, I'm exhausted today. But yeah, anyway, orthographic projection. Let me know if you guys have any ideas about how this can be used. What you think. I'm a huge fan of it. The other thing is, okay, I'm gonna walk you guys through how this level is right now as well. This is my tourism, Relativity tourism mod. And yes, we're announcing the new name sometime this month. Middle of this month, new name is coming out. Red garlic. No, okay. The chat has just descended into madness. Okay. Yeah, I mean one thing with like making another game is I feel like we've developed so many tools, like the console and all this editor stuff, that it would be a shame not to make something else with this system. But it also makes me really wish we had our own engine. I love Unity, it's been great, but I just feel like, man, we could do away with so much stuff that we don't need and just have the stuff we need. And this would be such like a lean piece of software. It's just like a relativity making machine. So anyway, I have it so now you can kind of come out of this space and into this. So first of all, these windows are, I love this view. I love this view. Being able to just look outside and see all the other apartments in the building. I love this window as well. I took some lessons from Journey, so I've gone for making things a lot more intricate. So the idea here is that, you know, you come out of this space and like, you know, we get this really wonderful view. It's a little slow. And he is like, boom, you're outside. And when you're outside, it should look very liberating. And I do want you to go outside so that you can see this like second column, right? Maybe this should be a little bit bigger to feel like more of a path. But anyway, as you can walk through this connects these two. The hell? There's like a wall that's blocking me. Oh, okay. There's some kind of weird, there's some kind of bug that's preventing me from going over to the other side. I think it's just like a misplaced collider. Because I do love the way just the apartment like moves behind these columns, but I think it does need to be bigger because I keep walking into them. Yeah. So eventually I will make this bigger. The other thing too is I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't know how I feel about the steps going up. I feel like the steps should go down. Okay, I'm just stuck. But like, should this thing go down or up from here? This is the question. It's like, right? Should this go up? I think up is not bad. That feels like it should go up. This is a cool screenshot. This is a very filmy screenshot. Check this out. Maybe I'll just make this the trailer. Okay. Yes. What else can I talk about in this level? I mean, mostly I just love the way it looks. I have ideas also for like making a multiplayer arena shooter here. Can you imagine doing like making a shooter here? It'd have to be totally different. Maybe like like a day one DLC. But imagine just running around this, right? And it's like you would see all these people, and you could. Here's what's really cool, right? What do you mean it won't look unappealing at all? Like, you could aim a bullet way up there on someone, and you would still, and you could shoot them from here as well. Like you could be attacking people from all sorts of levels, which I think is really fun. You'd have to make the bullet speed like super slow here in this game, because otherwise people would just be like killing themselves, killing each other way too much. So you'd have to have like not fast moving bullets, and I think you'd have to have a limit on the number of bullets that you can use. But yeah, because if you had like really fast bullets, basically it's like you would shoot and then you would die because the bullet would travel across the space and then hit you from behind. So I think it has to be like fairly slow moving. Although, you know, like watching Splatoon has also made me realize you can do first-person shooter without necessarily killing people. This is a cool screenshot, by the way. Where you could, I guess, try to like this like using a fast movement system and shooting in the sense of projectiles, but not necessarily about like killing other players, like maybe trying to get territory, which I think would be super cool, or building something. I just made the resolution higher right now for some of the screenshots. That looks cool, I think. Now, see, now I don't really like these windows. Yeah, not a fan. You know what? They need to be even. Because the thing what makes these work really nice is you get the nice lines with the columns. These are not really getting it. So I think I would either need columns on the side. Yeah, the columns need to be on the side of the window. Right now it just looks weird. So that window needs to get fixed. This path needs to get widened. Which would mean that this needs to get widened as well. Oh man, the other thing I want to show you guys too is this is something I'll have David look at, which is that when we don't have other instances, we actually have a really nice sunlight. Oops. I accidentally clicked on the library tower, and because it's such a massive object, the entire Unity is just frozen. I wanted to click on directional light. Damn it. The problem is I've never played an arena shooter. But I've played a lot of first-person games, so I think I have an idea what I'm talking about. But I even have like a really, really great name for it. But I can't tell you guys what it is now, because it's a play on the new name. Alright, enough of laughing at my own jokes. Alright, we've, Unity is frozen. Okay, directional light. Right, so this is what it looks like with really bright light, which I love. Like, look at this, right? the the problem is, so the reason why there are no lights when you have the multiple instances is because they're blocking the light. But that makes sense, right? Because it's like, where would the light come from in this infinite universe? Because I don't have point lights because they look weird. So one thing I'm thinking of doing is like not having the instances affect the. So right now we don't have the multiple instances being rendered, and I was thinking, hello, David Kilmer, and so that's what's allowing the light to shine through, right? But when we have them rendered, they're actually blocking out the light. So I'm thinking of having them. Having them not cast shadows, but they do receive shadows. I think that makes sense. Although if they don't cast shadows and the problem is you would see it, right? Like here you would see the separate instance. So what do I do about the shadows there? Now, actually, this whole thing could be solved if I just had big shadows, but for some reason I can't figure out light mapping in Unity 5. It takes super freaking long. Yeah, like this isn't even dynamic, so yeah. The problem is you want the connections to cast, but not the big areas. Fluffles the pancake. Yes, yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna have David look into it. I don't think it's a big problem. It's actually not so much a tech problem, but more like a design problem. Cause would you have shadows in this world? That's the question. And I think you would actually not have directional shadows. One, because there's no actual light source. And two, the other instances would actually just cover, like, you would be covering yourself. Your shadow is cast on yourself. You are both the caster and the receiver of the shadow. Which is the problem. So you would not see shadows. However, right, I wouldn't, but it does look so good. And I think this is one of those cases where I will trump my decisions to conform to the mechanics of the game. The aesthetics will trump that. I am sorry, mechanic purist, but it looks so good though. Look at that. The shadows are like the best part. That's the best thing about the windows is you get these shadows and just, you know what's great? Oh, so here's what's awesome, right? When I'm inside, look at this. It's like, it feels like darkness, and that means when you go outside, like, you know, it means that, so you know, when you start off here, you're walking around, and it feels all kind of dark. And it's what makes getting outside really feels like outside. I think the light really adds to that. And I think it's just too good not to use, right? Like this feels like outside. This is inside. This is outside. So, well, if you are both casting and receiving the shadow, it's like we are in this world where it's this one building that's repeated, right? The building next to it is really the same one. But when we have, so David, like right now, there's no shadows, right? Because there's nothing over there, there's nothing over here. We're just getting the light. If we get, right, see, now there are no shadows, and it makes sense that there are no shadows because that geometry here, which you guys, I was gonna say goes up forever, but you guys know it doesn't, which looks like it goes up forever, right? This building is casting a shadow on this building, so I don't get any shadows. And this building is casting a shadow on this building, so I'm not getting any shadows. So, but the thing I don't like about this is, like, we're just not, like, the inside and the outside, we're getting the same lighting. And not without having shadows, it doesn't pop. Right? If we come back here. Right? I mean, this is just, to me, visually so much more striking that I think we have to do some, like, visual trickery to make it work and still have everybody be happy. I mean, I bet it's like, I bet we could also totally get away with the shadows, with having light and shadows work this way, and, like, no one would notice. I mean, unless they've watched the stream and heard me talk about it, but, right, it's like, I think you would still get the thing is, like, even if you are in a courtyard, you would still get shadows. So yeah, we are going to have shadows. But yeah, if I did bake it, it would sort of totally work fine. Hey, Swagalicio man. This is a first-person exploration puzzle game, basically MC Escher in first person, inspired by films like Chris Nolan's Inception. Some similar games that are out there, I guess Portal, Antechamber, Monument Valley, Naissance, Starseed Pilgrim. What did I say? Oh man, we gotta do an orthographic projection with the red. Alright, let's change the camera to perspective. Now this is gonna totally... What the... Whoa, guys. Guys. What? New game mode. Oh my god. Holy shit. This looks like the thing is being built even though it isn't. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, it's basically like a gigantic maze. Isn't it consistent with the ontology? If I moved an object in one building and moved it to the next building over, the object would be moved there too. Yeah, no. The objects would be moved there too. I'm just talking about whether the shadows should make sense or not. What? Yeah, we are... Well, I mean, the problem with this is more from a gameplay standpoint, right? Like, but, oh my fucking god. That looks so fucking good. Holy shit. I mean, it's more from a gameplay because then you just we can't see out into the distance. But, damn if this doesn't, like, look good. You've got to be kidding me, guys. Guys. Oh my god. What? Holy cow. And actually, I only did this so I could do my ortho projection. What? No, Right. There is going to be some flashing now. Yes, yes, swag. Sorry about the flashing. That's when Fraps is opened up, which is why I didn't want to do it. You know what? Tonight we are just going to make gifts because I'm tired. Yes, yes, swagalis. Oh, I see. It's swag. Swagalicious, man. Now I know why Main Jai was laughing. It's, you know, you people have the most hard to read, hard to pronounce username, Swagalicious, man. Earlier I was just talking about, I'm reading this book, Shape of Space, which is dealing a lot with manifolds and all sorts of stuff, so we're going to do that. No, Main Jai, first of all, I was going to say seizure warning, but I wasn't sure when it was going to happen. So, my apologies. You guys did ask for gifts. You were one of the people saying gift, gift, gift. So, but, yes, it is endless. So, yes, tonight we are going to be making gifts. Alright, recording. This looks so insanely cool. Like, what? This looks so good. Who's the author of the book? Jeffrey Weeks. It's a little hard to get a hold of. I only got it because I'm doing it. I'm currently, this summer, I'm an artist in residence at the University of Illinois Chicago in their new media art department. And so I have access to the university library. It's like a math textbook. Highly recommend it. In fact, if you guys want to get this book, The Shape of Space, Jeffrey R. Weeks, it'd be super cool. We could. It's not very difficult to read. I mean, it's a math textbook, but it would be super cool. We could like kind of talk about some of the stuff, ideas here. I think we have like a community here that everyone is sort of very similar in this stuff. Right. And we are also going to record a GIF. God. Is it just me, or is it falling really very quickly? Alright, here's another GIF. Now, you know what? We should start. Fuck. You know what? Let's start here and just like walk down the stairs. A lot of times these gifts, the trick to learn, you know, what's important is learning how to make the right path. Maybe I'll have a mode where people can just play with the crazy shaders here. It would completely break the game. Is this level procedural? JV the Wanderer? It is not. It is handmade. Maybe this should be a settings in the option menu. Yes, it just completely breaks the game. But obviously you're like doing this because you... Right, I'm playing with draw distance right now, which is what's causing all this like crazy stuff. So it's making the world look like it's coming in, but really it's just because I'm clipping the draw distance, so everything that's beyond what you see is not being rendered. What? Okay, now we are stuck. Wow, that looks so cool. Wow. Let's set the no clip speed. Am I falling infinitely? Yes, yes. Yeah. For all intents purposes, yes. Right now, we're just, like, tonight we're kind of just making cool looking GIFs because we discovered that messing with the draw distance leads to really interesting visuals. Let's start with this and just keep going forward. Huh. You know, that got me thinking maybe we should do one where I just keep going forward. Set no clip speed. Right, like let's start off empty because then now I can loop it. See, that's a trick. You gotta find views that are look the same. Yes. Oh man, we are gonna get the sweetest perfect loop. Actually, I messed that up. What am I trying to accomplish with the draw distance? Alright, let me explain. So normally, this is actually not the player object that we use, so this is what the game normally looks like. This is the normal draw distance, and it's important to have the game look like this because you can see, you know, so much of the world is about creating this sense of scale. Right, which is really important. And basically all that I've been doing is I've recently written a camera that does a orthographic projection. So we have these like architectural visuals like this one. Right. So, and so that camera normally we only does. It's only working in orthographic mode, and then just kind of, I think it was an accident. I don't know what I was doing, and we just set it into perspective mode, and then so yeah, this is kind of like how I want it to look. You know, we were kind of experimenting with these orthographic projections, which I'm basically using as promotional materials to show, you know, because this game is heavily inspired by architecture, and this is a very common visualization mode, axonometric in architecture rendering styles. So I wanted to do a visual like that. And then we basically took our orthographic camera and made it perspective, and then that led to the very weird, you know, that led to this really cool method where we were able to see this world get generated. Set no clip speed. Do I like... Oops. Set no clip speed 0:30. Do I like Chicago deep dish pizza? It is not bad. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite style of pizza, but it's good. Yeah, I enjoy it. Alright, we need to pick a good... Yeah, now I'm just doing this like... we're basically just making a GIF that looks cool. And it would also loop. Just haven't quite figured out the right... I think the way we had it before, that angle worked really well. Programming, art, etc. Well, I was doing everything by myself for about 2.5 years. I got backed by Indie Fund earlier this year and I was able to bring on some people to help out. Hello, GNZ CEO. C#, yes, that is correct. And some shader languages. So this is where we would do the looping, right? And what I would do in Photoshop is I would just kind of cut out a whole bunch of this stuff out. At least the parts where it's empty space. I think we might need to increase the number of... This might cause a problem. That's, I think the flashing shadows is when we're too near the outer perimeter. Alright, here we go. Let's try this thing again. Alright, so the thing is, I want to go through the library. I want to go through the library, so maybe we should start out in there and back up. here we go. Last time, I think that the flashy shadows are caused when you're actually near the outside of the number of iterations. So we're going to cut out this blank stuff in Photoshop to make the GIF a lot faster. I'm actually worried. I don't know if I can actually get it to loop. Hey, Kano Master. Thank you. Alright. Let's open up Photoshop and make some GIFs. By the way, this is the window. You know what? I need some energy here, so I am going to put on the Hotline Miami soundtrack. If that's okay with you guys, we're gonna listen to some Hotline Miami while I'm making these GIFs. Whew. By the way, thanks to... Seems like a lot of people are here now. Thanks to all of you for joining. If you like the stream, and if you're new, make sure you hit follow. Lets me know that people are interested in the stream and all that. Alright. Today we've kind of just been messing around. Normally we're a little more productive. Not that this isn't productive. Alright, I think the last one. Let's start with this one, right? So we are going to start here. And we are going to go to the next... Actually, I don't know if I did this correctly. Let's try this again. I don't think that one looped correctly, actually. So right now this is, what's the image type that's open in Photoshop? Which one are you talking about? The one that was just opened? That was just a PNG. Like, I think we need to actually start out here. And then go forward so that we have a chance of looping. That didn't look as cool, though. It is running at 16 frames per second. Okay, that one looped, but I think it's actually might be too big. And I actually think some of the coolest visuals is here. Let me try this. We might be able to just get this to loop. It's easier when it goes completely blank. Okay, like there it hits a blank spot. Now we need to keep going forward until it hits another blank spot so that we can... Yeah, but it's gonna hit the flashing. This might work this time. There's probably a better way to do this. Salads! Why are you interested in the image type that is open in Photoshop? This works really well with the Hotline Miami music. You know what, we need it. No, I am no clipping at normal speed. Ah, I see. Let's see. Here we go. No, you know what? It's also like a lot about the angle, right? You want to get... One, two, three, go! Salads is one of them. Red garlic, what does that mean? Oh man, maybe Salads is from one of the competitors. One of the other people making first-person exploration puzzle games set in abstract spaces and is stealing my ideas. I'm on to you, Salads. Fuck. Why do I keep running out of bounds? Look, I'm running out of... I just have, like, no patience today. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you just have to time people out. Oh man. It's killing my frame rate. I'm having so many problems here. Oh shit, Frap stopped working. Alright, seizure warning coming up. When I go to click on Fraps, you'll probably... Seizure warning coming up, because I'm gonna have to... Please don't crash. There. You know we're actually working. You know we're actually like pushing the limits when we get at least one Unity crash. Seizure warning. Seizure warning. I hope that's in time. Alright, I hope this works. Alright, I just want to say huge thanks to the regulars. Everyone who comes on the stream on a regular basis. Really, really do appreciate it. The life of an indie dev is lonely. Solitary, not lonely. So, but yeah, it's good to have a community. Really, I think I'm super stoked that, like, you all are excited about the game. So... yeah, which is why, you know, I think it's important to keep the... I just kind of make this process, like, super open. It's just too much... It's actually... Actually, the truth is, it's just too much work to try to keep things a secret, so... Alright, let's do this. 14 frames per second, let's go! I think the thing is because you actually have to like loop multiple times before it comes back around. What water? You know what? That is good enough. We are making our gifts. I think we're gonna have to limit it to like every 3 frames. We could do this. It's not gonna loop. Yeah, but he's got the, Zach's got the, Photoshop, you were so stupidly slow. Look at this, I'm just waiting for Photoshop. Oh, there we go. I was watching one of Jonathan Blow's recent streams, and he complains about software a lot. I mean, rightfully so. Wait. John Jahumas. Main Jai and David Kilmer, are you guys talking about Logic Box? know what? Let's go for 400 and then just bring the lossy value up a bit. So I'm going to end the stream pretty soon. It's 10 p.m. now, and I am super tired. I'm going to try to get some... I'm going to actually try to get a good night's sleep today. Because I can't work on the tree generator stuff. My mind is, like, not 100%. I can't code if my mind's not 100%. So... yeah, I think I'm gonna... I kind of took today off, not really. I didn't really take today off, I was just really unproductive. But I think tomorrow I just want to sit and read this book. So I don't get burned out. Because this is a... that actually kind of looks like it's loops. Interesting. I also think my game might be, might actually become more of a design-based puzzles towards the end. Kind of like Infinifactory, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Let's go for 420. I'm gonna go fix up a few gifts. Okay. What should we call this? As you can see, Fraps to Photoshop is my preferred method of making GIFs. The only problem is I am not sure which one . Rainbow's End. Death of a Rainbow. This is an easy one to loop. A rainbow killing game. I'm... One... 85 and 1. Maybe 2 and 1. Just gonna do this. How does that look? Does that look like it's looping? Yeah, that looks good enough. All right, so we're gonna make this GIF, we're gonna make another one, and then we're gonna be done. Hello, Go Lucky Fox. How's it going? We are near the end of the stream. For those of you that are new and are enjoying it, make sure to follow. 420. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna call it night because I am tired. Go Lucky Fox. Thanks, man. I'm really glad. Yeah, we are, normally it's not this arty, but usually the more tired I am, the more artsy the streams are. Like it basically depends on whether or not I'm too tired to program. Look, it's 80. Alright, 82 is the same, so we'll delete that one. I guess, yeah, it should have known it's the same. Okay, I'm glad that you're following. Thank you, Go Lucky Fox. Yeah. By the way, on Friday we are gonna do, so you know, if you're new, Monday to Thursday, I do like just game development stream. Hello, Laniolioni. We do game development, level design on my game Relativity, which will get a new name, which will be announced later this month. And then on Friday, we actually have another team come in when we do like a talk with them, kind of talking about design and all that cool stuff. So that on this Friday we are going to have Trinket Studio talking about their game Battle Chef Brigade, which is like Iron Chef meets fantasy Iron Chef. I'm actually going to slow this one down a bit, right? Because we. Leone, what are you talking about regarding your father? I think I missed it earlier in the chat. Sweet, man. Yeah, we got a good, go Lucky Fox, we got a good group of puzzle and game enthusiasts. You're going to, are you thinking of becoming a game developer? Game designer? I complain a lot, but that's more just, all game developers complain a lot. But, you know, we wouldn't be doing it if we weren't really passionate. Lanio Leone. Oh, I see. There's like 3 conversations going on in the chat right now. Alright, so what do we got? Draw distance. Orange. Alright guys. That's our 3 gifts. That's today. Another cool thing we discovered with the draw distance weird thing. So yeah, there's going to be some really, really exciting stuff in the coming weeks. Let me know if you guys are interested in kind of talking about these books. Gödel, Escher, Bach by Douglas Hofstadter. The Shape of Space by Jeffrey R. Weeks. Bonus points, let me know if you think I should start going by William, because I am working a serious work of art, which deserves a serious name. So I think one of the things I'm going to do... Let me turn off this Hotline Miami music so I can focus. One of the things I'm going to do moving forward is I need to start getting better at pacing myself. Like this last week I was just like working all the time and I was like going insane. Like I was like working until like 5 in the morning every day. And then the problem with working till 5 in the morning is you wake up and it's like 10 a.m. and then people have already got started and you just like, I feel like I gotta, like, I can't even eat breakfast, I just gotta start answering emails, and then, you know, I have the other programmers working, so they need to, I need to, like, you know, check in with them, like, while they're at their desks and whatnot, so, and that's that. I'm feeling a little burned out, so what I am going to do, well, William is technically my full name, so I wouldn't have to, like, change it officially on any documentation. And the company that the game is being made under is William Cheer Studio LLC. I'm just trying to think about what I should put in the credits. Plus, like, when I was doing Willie Cheer, I was doing these, like, balloon installations, and I feel like now would be a good time to reinvent myself with this game. This game is like my way of reinventing myself. So I'm just wondering, I think I should do it. I don't know. It's not hugely important. I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff. But anyway, moving forward, I am going to take 1 day a week to just read. So the 2 books I'm reading right now, Gödel, Escher, Bach, Douglas Hofstadter, and The Shape of Space by Jeffrey R. Weeks. So, if you're interested, can get those and then read along. I think, you know, during the streams I'm gonna also like talk about stuff I'm learning from here and share a bit of some of the cool stuff. But the visual putton, well, actually that was my that was actually one of the pieces I made back in the day. I used to take the installations and put them in the little boxes at the end. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys all for coming here. If you're new, follow, and I will see you guys tomorrow.